Telegram.
Okay.
Okay. Last chance recording. All right, we're live right now. All right. Thank you all for being patient with us. We apologize. Let's see. We got the top chat working. There we go. Let's pop this out. Okay. We out here. The truth. The truth is out there. I've heard this before.
We out here. It's great.
Greetings, the truth. All right, we're here.
Can you guys hear us just fine? Let us know in the chat if we're being heard.
Walking Dead.
Let's get it. I remember you, Walking Dead. You were here yesterday. Audio is good. Cool.
That was good.
Cool.
You heard, or as we say nowadays, you heard. Yeah.
All right.
Sam don't like when I do that. You don't like when I do that. Okay.
Audio is great, Eli. Okay.
Mike's here. What's up, brother? Okay, good. 6. All right. Here we go. So, what is today? Today is a beautiful Saturday night. All right, Saturday night. Who's coming in from the East Coast? Or the West Coast, actually. They got an earlier time. So we actually have a we actually got a partnership with an office in Switzerland. So I think what we'll do is we'll do another hour where we can cross over with the European guys because they were texting me that they couldn't make it in their time zone for this last AMA. So we'll do a time zone coming up. That's going to be late our evening or maybe a little bit earlier our daytime, and we'll have the Europeans be able to join us. Okay.
We can switch it up for sure.
Definitely. Okay, so Sam.
Yes.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm great. We've just been working, and yeah, working despite what's happening in the market.
Markets, yes.
Because I think what we're doing is beyond even this crypto market. So,
Actually, you know what? Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
This is an Ask Me Anything session, and let's talk about markets. Historically, some of the greatest companies actually were launched during bear markets. Microsoft, Apple, Google, arguably, Google kind of made their own markets, right? And why is that? A big part of it is because when markets are down and they're in the bear, you have two situations. You have a lot of companies that would not come out because the market is kind of gone. In which case, bold companies like ours will actually be some of the last man standing. Fewer options leaves us to be the key ones that are the key option or last options left. At the same time, people that have entered the bear market have lost money. And so they need a shining light to regain those profits that were lost. So at the end of the day, has anybody lost money in the shitcoin drop in the last few weeks? Why don't you guys make a little poop symbol or something on the chat room, right? You guys have lost money. Keep in mind something. We have something very, very unique. We're going out here. We're facing the entire market to let everyone know that we are here. We are alive. And at the same time, there is a very unique opportunity because big pharma and tech, it is a sector that actually is what we call a defense portfolio. In traditional financial markets, a defense portfolio investment are investments that actually are defensive or strong against even the shifts in the market. Why? Because people need medicine, whether it's good or bad. And at the same time, you're always going to have a need for this particular market set. The fact that we've connected a crypto asset to these type of very strong, very stable, traditional type of portfolios, and really building in some of the most leading edge things there, then we actually will give a very real opportunity for those to not only recover but really prosper, while everyone else is Everyone else is just trying to figure out what's going to happen. So the thing that Aevolve can actually bring to the market is that we don't see a bear market. We actually see us creating the next bull. What do you think, Sam?
I agree. I think being somebody who's been in the crypto space since 2016, I've made, a good amount of money in this space. I have, seen a number of different projects, a couple thousand actually. And it's, people talk about the riskiness and the volatility of the crypto markets, primarily because when you look at all of these other the vast majority of them, it's really just ideas on paper and minted tokens that they put up on the internet. And so the value of those tokens is imbued to them by the community that surrounds them, as opposed to something that is actually real, something that is tangible, something that is cash flow, revenue generating. And so I said this in the last chat that I've consulted and I've worked with a lot of different crypto projects. This is the first one in the last, 5 years that I've actually come on board full-time as a real team member on, primarily because this is the first project that I've seen that has real world, real life application and a backing by an industry that is revenue generating. We need something to back our tokens, right? Our tokens need to have value. I was watching an SNL skit a couple months ago, and it was about Dogecoin and why Dogecoin was flipping out. And
what up, Elon?
Yeah. And they said basically in the weekend update segment, they said, what is Dogecoin? And then he gave an answer, it's a blockchain protocol that, is based on a meme coin, da, 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 da. And then they said, okay, but what is Dogecoin? And then he explained it some more. And then the question again was, what is Dogecoin? And that was like the joke. Those were the punchlines, because what the heck are these tokens? Not just Dogecoin, but even other projects that have long white papers, but nothing really to show for it. You can have an office of devs, but if there's no real world, real life application, where is the value of your token? It's given to the whims of the market. It's firmly, the value of your token is firmly planted in midair. There is no value. It's just code. You know what I mean? So the reason why I stand behind Aevolve and I've actually joined the team and I've joined this community and I've joined this movement is because in about 6 months, we are going to list the first of many biotech and pharma companies onto our Biospheres platform, a blockchain-based marketplace that is going to essentially connect patients that need treatments and services and drugs and vaccines and whatever else with the companies that actually have those treatments available for them. And that revenue that's generated in those companies is going to flow through where? Ding, 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 our token, okay? And that's why it's going to have value. You guys are sick and tired of seeing these shit coins go to nothing over the course of the past several months, and it's over. That era is done. We're ushering in a new era. We're going from white papers, like you said, to published papers, scientific papers, peer-reviewed papers that actually have real-world, real-life application, and we're going to help save lives.
We went from bitcoins to shit coins. It's time we make the super coins that make real-world impact. And I think that's what we're all about in terms. In fact, Sam looks at me and he sees an old man. Right? In my brain, I'm literally, I'm younger than him, so
no,
can't really mess with that. But the reality is, I do have a set of experience, and one of the things is that we've had a chance to actually, Sam here is a very intelligent man. He's actually had a chance to really analyze and understand what we're doing. Now, each day, there's many layers to this project. There is, I see Eli here. He said, everything is based on hype. That's right. We have a lot of markets and tokens out there created on hype. These projects are generated because they see a celebrity or a trend. They wrap a picture around it and they go ahead and create a token, and they have an amazing selling power, right? Because it is, what is that, FOMO for no reason, right?
Right.
So when you talk about depth and layers, Sam, what have you learned about this project in terms of the onion of the layers that peel back behind it?
Yeah. So in 20, I think like mid 2017, I developed a pretty powerful algorithm, I would say, that essentially helped me go through a number of different projects in a very short period of time to determine, based upon, it was like 25 something odd variables, if the token had potential or if the project had potential to do really well. I ended up picking maybe like 3 out of the top 5 performing ICOs that year. I did very, very well in a short period of time. That algorithm that I had, it wouldn't even be able to compute what these guys have been building the past few years. Okay, like I went through the white paper and I didn't understand. So I read again and again and again, and I asked question after question after question. And what I realized was that when you have something that has had so much thought put into it, so much time, when you realize that there are labs, that there are scientists, that there are dev teams, that there are accomplished, seasoned I said this in the last chat. This was the chief systems architect of General Motors at the age of 19. Okay. This is also a guy who built a tech company right after that, and his first client was McDonald's at like the age of, what, you were like 20?
That's right.
He was 20, and then his second client was Hitachi, not a McDonald's on your corner, not a franchise, McDonald's corporate.
Yes.
Okay.
We get 4,000 McDonald's a year.
This is, you know what I mean, and that's at 20, and then double that. And he's built a biotech company with a product that is beta amyloid reduction.
Beta amyloid reduction therapy. But at the end of the day, there's beyond the technologies that were behind it. Right? You had a quick peek in understanding the future financial life and the background, with beyond tokens, beyond crypto, the value that adds onto this. Onto this asset that you guys we're all talking about right now, AVEX for life, right? This particular asset is the market. It is the need, the movement, but then all of a sudden we add the biotech, the patients, the revenues, and beyond that, is there more after that?
There's so much more, and I have been learning something new with these guys every day. You guys haven't seen anything yet. You've been robbed the past several months in the crypto market, reading tokenomics that are essentially 6 bullet points that tell you 2% to a charity wallet, 2% to a marketing wallet, 2% to, that's not the power of crypto. That's not the power of blockchain. That's a flash in the pan meme community. If you want to find real value and make a real change in not just the world, but in your pocketbooks, in your wallets, I highly suggest, actually, can we do something real quick right now? Everybody that's in the chat, we've got 12 people. Can all 12 of you just take this link and send it to one other person? Let's get 24 people in the chat right now, because I really think that the people that you care about in your life and those of your friends that you really like, I think they should hear this. I think they should hear this. I am dedicating the next several years of my life to this project, and I'm not a dummy. Okay, like, I wouldn't commit that unless I knew that there was something real, that there was something coming very soon. So just invite your friends. One person did. There's 13 people.
Thank you.
Let's get it up. Let's get it up to 24 people. I know you have friends that aren't out right now. So send it to those friends.
Right. And if they're out, good for them. All right. So during the course of these AMAs, when Sam suggested this, he made a key point. A lot of these shit coins coming out, a lot of these hype projects, they're hiding behind websites. They're hiding behind these vague, ambiguous, promotions that you don't even know who's really behind it. This Aevolve is a deep story. It's a story that stretches decades long. And I have Michael Balfour here on the message. Hello, Mike. His mother and him were one of the first investors in a company called Amex, a biotech company that actually originated with an amazing scientist named Dr. Stein. Now, I have a TED Talk out there, which we can promote on the Telegram, or it's on our YouTube as well, where I actually honor the scientist that developed this. Now, Dr. Stein actually passed away last year. And throughout that journey, one of the most important people, my partner in all of this, is his son, Andy Stein. So since we're here to show our faces and meet some people, Andy, I'd like you to come and, without any preparation and no makeup. Why don't you join us for a second?
Yeah. Why don't you say
yeah. Okay, got the picture. The big couch here. There we go. All right, so this is Andy, the couch here.
Hey.
All right, so Andy, I guess why don't you just give a perspective on, why don't you tell the story from your perspective within 45.6 seconds.
And guys, the purpose of this is to dox our entire team. We're not hiding. Totally transparent project. We're going to be here for the many, many years from now. So why don't you guys listen to Andy, co-founder, and really the guy that started this entire movement 2 decades ago.
Start off with your father, what he did, and then work the story from there.
Okay, so my father, Dr. Stanley Stein, was an amazing scientist. So he was an amazing scientist, and he invented a lot of incredible biotech and medical innovations. One of them, that is why we're here, really, is a nanomolecular medical device treatment that removes a toxic protein from the blood called beta amyloids. That's the stuff that leads to the plaquing on the brain in Alzheimer's. That's the stuff that blocks insulin receptors in type 2 diabetes. Same stuff on the beta amyloids in the eyes, that's cataracts. There's a number of diseases that are affected by beta amyloids. So we did something very unique. We developed this technology in the Philippines with a very cost-saving opportunity with the FDA system that was designed by the United States. And fast forward of a whole movie of amazing stories. 2018, we were FDA approved for human commercial use. And that is when Aevolve was born. That company, by the way, is called Amyloid, stands for amyloid extraction.
Why don't you stretch back all the way to what year did your dad start coming up with that technology?
That was somewhere around 99 or year 2000.
And then I came on board what year?
So then in 2008, my father and I had a conversation about this. We met with Rogelio and Vons, and that's when everything started. Basically, 2010, we got everything
together.
And
what year is it right now?
Right now, it is 2021.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been working on this and developing this entire platform for 21 years. Myself and Andy, the last decade plus. Which means, and this platform that you're talking about before COVID in 2018, by 2019, we initiated our project. This has been going on for several years now. And why are we so comfortable on this? Because during that time period, we've learned a lot about the biotech and pharmaceutical industry. It's not just one technology that we touch. We touch many CEOs of biotech companies have become very close personal friends. Now, I want you to imagine what myself and Andy went through when we toured our board of a biotech company after spending millions of dollars and investing into a brand new nanomolecular technology. After all that research, all that work, manufacturing, FDA processes, regulatory, all that pain, and I said, okay, boys, we're going crypto.
Basically.
That's literally what happened, right? And the very fact that we were bold enough to go ahead and take that investment of years, and say cryptocurrency needs a real deal powerhouse asset. Because we decided to make that move, I tell you, many other biotech CEOs, our personal friends, are now willing to make the jump with us. Now, could you imagine hundreds of millions, billions and billions and billions of dollars? This is just the financial side. Channeling through a single token. That if we ever make it to SNL, we will actually be interviewed and we can have an answer to what is Apex. So that's a little background there.
And one distinction, like I've spoken to a few people about this project, about this company, and they say, okay, I see what you guys are trying to. We're not trying to do it. Okay, this is there's a clear and definite timeline. Okay, I mean this is literally the beginning of our 6-month push through to the end of the year when we decide to list our the first of many companies that are going to be on our platform. And
you know what I think? I think I want to give a little story of how we even came up with this idea. Because I think
that's where I thought you were going. When you
actually, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what do you think?
No, yeah.
I'm looking at the time. I just want to squeeze this one in.
Yeah, you're the CEO.
Yeah, about how Aevolve was born.
Right.
A for
I just grabbed that mic, so that into the mic. So actually, it was a very unique experience because when we got the FDA approval, we went out and did the traditional route. We made our business plans. We went to our friends on Wall Street, and basically we said, okay, we're going to do a $50 million raise and do a whole commercialization push, etc. And then while we're doing the hamster wheel, what's the one thing you realize? You're telling me after the Dr. Stein, his father, was the co-developer with Sharon Plow and Hoffman LaRoche on the very first hepatitis C antiviral called interferon. I mean, if you guys look it up, that was a $16 billion product, all right? This is some leading edge technologies that we have on our team. And meanwhile, after doing all that work, I go to Wall Street and I'm getting run around stuff and pushback, etc. You see, you'll hear the stories about all the money that's flowing around the pharma space until you realize that 90% of that's going for reinvestment in their own stuff, maybe improving, I don't know, cholesterol drugs and Viagra that already have a market, right? Meanwhile, we do this TED Talk and we hit a Facebook group, and we literally get thousands of emails simply asking us, hey, is this available? Is this ready? I'll fly anywhere for this. And at that very moment, we realized, if we simply had a way to create a reservation and capture the interest of these patients, they would literally, we don't need to go out and beg a venture capital company that's comparing us with a treatment for Alzheimer's, a treatment with cancer, or a improved market share in Viagra or sex drugs. I mean, it doesn't make sense, how we're actually competing in these kind of corners when the very patients that would create the money and create the demand are literally begging for it. Yeah. The very idea came from when we realized that blockchain that the need is already there, and blockchain, a financial system that's decentralized, reaches around the world, could actually be harnessed to channel this power into a project that we then elevated and said, let's do it for everybody else. So I just wanted to share that very small step that created this whole entire.
If I may, I just want to say, biotech companies don't invent cures and treatments. Scientists do. The scientists that work for those companies. And the scientists like my father all over the planet. And what we're doing is going to streamline the process to give patients and consumers direct access to emerging medical solutions that are coming out that would not necessarily be possible for a lot of these to even ever materialize. And that's simply by using blockchain to shift who makes the decision on what gets funded, by giving the power to the people to fund the companies simply by buying these treatments and cures for themselves and their loved ones. So,
all right, Sam?
Yeah. So we've gone over a little bit of our team's background. One of the other co-founders as well of Aevolve is Mr. Mark Chester. He's not here with us right now, but he is the COO of what we do here, and he is a very accomplished individual himself. Ran a consulting firm that was doing really, really well, millions of dollars a year. Prior to that, he was a partner and the chief technical officer of Ernst & Young. So it kind of tells you that we've got heavy hitters, not just that on our C-level team, but we also have people on our board that come from big finance as well as big pharma to kind of help us navigate through these treacherous waters that we're going into.
You know what's funny?
No.
In the crypto space, they talk about currency and tokenomics, etc. And they also talk about this conspiracy regarding the central banks. And the central banks about how they want to take down crypto and all that. Just to let everyone know, when we were designing this token and designing this project, I figured, who's the expert in currency? Well, the average person uses currency, but the actual experts in currency are actually central banks. Just so you guys know, I've actually consulted and have onboarded several, with 3 countries' chairmen of central banks, right? So we've spoken to, I've actually sat down with central bank chairs, and they've also brought in some of their monetary policy guys to help us shoot the shit regarding what's up with crypto. And to let you know, the reason why that was so important is that you learn one thing. There is no conspiracy. The only thing you learn is there is a disconnect in what we understand and what they're trying to accomplish. And the reality is they're looking as much to us as a community to actually create value, because remember, they're just money, right? There's value that's needed for money. All right? Okay, so
that I think leads us into an interesting segue for those of you that are on here. Rogelio, why don't you explain to us, why are there 1.21 billion tokens that are minted
okay, good.
And sitting off to the side, but there's only 50,000 tokens in liquidity on PancakeSwap?
Yes,
is this a rug pull? Is this another one of those meme community rug pulls that everybody's experienced?
So
what are you doing?
So what we'll do is, first of all, that topic, and as well as I do, is it's a whole 30-minute AMA at the very least, right?
Yeah, if you want the TLDR, it's not a rug pull. This is real economics behind our, not tokenomics. This is real economics. This is how you run something like this.
But to give you guys a little bit of insight, when this project was designed, it wasn't designed with hoping that we create a solution and wishing that the communities would adopt it, right? So let's say, for example, I did what these guys did in the last few months. We created a 30 million token issuance for a celebrity token, right? Well, the problem is we sit in a space where, let's say, the Alzheimer's diabetes space alone currently does Alzheimer's alone does $7 billion a year on products that actually don't have that only treat symptoms, right? Estimated to have a $20 billion a year revenue, and ours is already targeted at $700 to $1 billion a year opening year. So what would that do to the price of the token if we only had 30 million tokens? It would be an insane number. On top of that, we have several companies that have lined up, all of them with pre-market audits that are targeted to open around $200 to $500 million per company, and they're all going to pass through our token, which means.
Can you say that again? What was that last part that you just said that people still don't understand?
No, the companies that we have lined up are ranging between $200 to $500 million opening year.
Yeah.
That will all pass through the token.
And then you're saying all of that money is going to pass through the token.
The way it works is they must purchase the token first in order to acquire the reservation, which means they have to buy the token. All $500 million of that one company, all $1 billion from the company must pass through the AVEX token. In which case, it's only logical that we run through that we have enough room to make sure that we don't create a insane pricing model, an insane price for these tokens, because the reality is we already knew that we were going to start off with a very, very with a very high transaction base.
Essentially, we want to grow the value of the token over time without destabilizing it with a pump that normally is followed by a dump, right?
Yeah,
that's usually. So, I mean, we need this token reserve for a number of different things, in kind of like the way a central bank works.
Yes. I mean, we'll release it obviously incrementally, but the beautiful thing is we'll release it as the projects actually perform their sales. So, so there's no, it won't actually affect those that are in the speculative market, are trading. It actually will continue to add value, as a matter of fact, and we can go into the full life cycle of that in our next few AMAs. But yeah, but to address that key question, no, it's actually not a rug pull, because there really is no need for that. And by the way, now that you know our faces, you can find us.
Yeah, I have an apartment in the DC area, just so you know. If you ever want to come visit me, you can.
I'll be texting his address right now.
Might be the first to do this, right?
Yeah.
We're hiding because they don't.
Nobody else is doing that, because
we're not afraid to show who we are, because what we're doing is for real, and we're the ones people want to see out there. We're the ones traveling the world for the last several years just to install this piece in the planet for whenever we're not here, that people will have this. So this is the real deal, and we're here for you.
Boom! That sounds like a closing statement right there.
Yeah. I think one other thing that I want to touch on, which we'll probably get into more on tomorrow's AMA, is that yes, we have a marketing plan. Okay, we have a marketing strategy.
Is that a question
what you guys are going to see over the next few days is a number of people being added to our Telegram chat. So if you're not in it, you should get in it now. And there are going to be a lot of these questions that we're addressing, that we've addressed on this AMA and that we've addressed on the previous AMA, that maybe you guys can help them answer some of the questions. Maybe you can actually direct them towards these AMAs. We're going to continue to have these AMAs every single day for the next 88 days now. That's right up until September 23rd, which is going to be our CoinDesk hosted webinar, where we're going to announce the first few biotech and pharma companies that we're going to list onto our platform at the end of the year. We're looking for this 88-day push. Give them our listings, and then at the end of the year, actually do the listings. Between now and then, you'll see many influencers and celebrities talk about our tokens, talk about our projects. So don't be surprised by that. You guys are the insiders. You guys are the real community that are here, that are learning about this first, and we're here for you. You can reach out to us whenever you want via Telegram. You can, if you find us on social media, reach out to us there as well. We want this to be fun. We want this to be informative, and we're here. There's nothing being hidden. You guys are our community, so we want to work with you. Tell other people that you care about what it is that we're doing, because I have a feeling they're gonna buy you a Lambo. Okay, when this is all said and done.
One Lambo or two Lambo?
It's I don't know, just Lambo. That's it. Hey guys, any questions that you guys might have for us? I know that we're rapping for a long period of time.
We're at 34 minutes. I'll tell you what, in the Telegram group, we are encouraging people to ask questions prior to the AMAs, right?
Sure.
And over time, if we run out of questions, then we will be forced to break the answer funny. So that's it.
But I do want to, I mean, this isn't Ask Me Anything, and it was kind of, my idea, so like let it be kind of my rules here. Can we, you guys got any questions, just put them inside of the chat right now. If you don't have a Google account, you can just shoot it in the Telegram channel. I do want to give you guys like a minute or two to ask us any questions off the top of your head. There's no such thing as a dumb question, except when
If it's irrelevant.
except for when you ask a dumb question. So we're gonna wait. If anybody can type anything up, giving you 45 more seconds.
As they concentrate, as they wait, we'll give them the good old chant. How's it go? Aevex for life! Aevex for life! Aevex for life! That helps you think, right? Very good.
Aevex for life.
Okay. I see a lot of thought happening.
Anything?
I see juices flowing. And time's up.
I'm giving you 15 more seconds to type anything that is you want. And tomorrow's AMA is going to be much earlier. Aevex for life. Okay.
All right.
Very good.
Mikey,
Nice.
Michael Balfour.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow earlier in the day. There will be many more people on. So ask your questions in advance.
That concludes day 2.
Aevex for life.
How y'all? Okay.
A lot of the government they've done for decades. Very good. The truth, because the truth is out there. All right. I'm going to answer that last one real quick. Keep in mind something that Big Pharma and I actually have 2 CEOs or former CEOs of big pharma companies, really big ones, on my advisory board and my board in some other companies. I've dealt with them for a long time. So the question that he asked was, how y'all plan to fight big pharma and avoid them from lobbying the government as they've done for decades? They have more than PR power alone. Absolutely, they do. So here's how it goes. When it comes to what I believe, when it comes the power of big pharma PR is incredible. They spend 40% of the $1 billion revenue stream as part of their marketing budget. They have incredible power in terms of marketing. But you know what I also know? I also seen social influencers, social media, and the internet topple governments. I've seen them transform entire industries. And right now we are in a time when you can tell that the best of the best and the governments that we have all around are fucking up because they don't know what to do with COVID and all these things changing the entire planet and locking down systems, freezing economies. It has only shown that there is a weakness in the system. And at the end of the day, this generation has this tremendous power to actually transform and speak out. So what are we doing? The reason why you actually see these events, why you see these blue faces and 50 cents and all that stuff, is actually we're actually amassing a social influencer army to become our broadcast channel. So yes, they can lobby the government, but we're lobbying the influencers. Yes, they've done it for decades, and we're going to do it now. And they have more than PR power alone. That's right. They have PR budgets. That's what they have.
Yep.
And we have community. And so this is the way it's going to work. At the end of the day, there's also the challenge of, are they going to go against us? But I'll tell you right now, Big Pharma is also disconnected from communicating through this channel. So chances are it's going to be one of those, if they can't beat them, join them. Watch Big Pharma, join us. That's my answer. The truth is out there.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you for your questions. We'll see you tomorrow. We're going to battle. Get ready.
Great number 2 day. Okay, boys. Guys,
All right.
ladies.
See you. Aevex for life.
Aevex for life.
Got it.